this is the second rule. Priority number
Okay.
two. The second thing you should focus on is the quality of traffic. Okay. Um, in other words, when I talk about quality of traffic, what I mean is the actual traffic that you're getting, the search terms that you're getting, are off topic. They're not people that you want to be spending money on. If you have keyword A, it's bringing in a long list of searches. Just like Jason said, some of those searches might be okay, and other ones might be completely off. Your goal is to fix the quality of traffic with negative keywords or changing match type.
Forget negative keywords, Chris. But people should just forget negative keywords. It's like
What?
trying to plug holes in a dam, and you're never going to get there if your if your keywords are bad. I
Okay.
really think,
Okay.
I really think it's valid to say that when you get bad search terms, you should never ever think about a negative keyword unless you have your keyword column pulled up from the attribute section of your columns on your search terms report. You should always know what's driving that bad search term, because if it is a bad keyword that's driving a bad search term, just go fix the problem instead
Yeah.
of adding a negative keyword week after week after week forever.
Yeah.
I think it's just worth saying, Chris, that
Yeah. That's a good
bad
point.
search terms don't come from nowhere. They come from, it's like the cow doesn't come from nowhere. It comes from the steak.
The state.
Bad search terms don't come from nowhere. They come from the keyword. And that's true. They come from the keyword.
They come from, yeah, that's true. Okay. Well, hey, that's something we can. The keyword came first. It's not a question of which one came first, the keyword or the search term. It's always
The
keyword
keyword.
came first. Yeah. So you're right.
Or did the responsive ad come first with the keyword? Let's not get into that on this
Yeah,
episode. Just for
I was
once in
thinking too.
2022, let's not
Gosh,
talk
I don't
about
want to.
responsive ads. Yeah.
It's still too soon. So yeah, you're right.
So
I left off
what about the priority here, Chris? What's the rule? What's the
the pri-
rule?
the
What's the rule?
priority.
The
The
rule.
rule is priority number one is bids and budget. And the rule number two is focus then on quality of traffic, negative keywords, changing match types of the keywords, and as you said, Jason, go straight to the problem and fix the keyword itself. Modify, add one part, add a near me to it, add a geographic reference.
Do you think we
Add
should work on the
something
ad
to it.
copy though?
That is not in my
Oh, you are
top
just
three.
so sick of hearing that. That's where I think this is coming from. You are sick and tired of hearing people talking about testing landing pages, people talking about overhauling the ad copy, people talking about having meetings to work on the messaging for their ad
Oh
copy
gosh.
and keeping that on brand and getting that right when their search terms aren't right. I think that's where this is coming from, Chris.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You're kind of very logical. You think you're rational. You're probably not, but you think you're a rational guy. And you're one of those guys, everything's in a box, everything's organized, everything's in a box. And
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
you like things in a box, and you can't, there's no point to rationally talking about websites or ad copy or demographics
Right.
or schedule or turning off Tuesday afternoons versus Thursday afternoons because
Until
we saw one thing a day on Tuesdays. If the search terms are not good, if the traffic
right.
quality is not good, because
That's
no matter
right.
what you do with that other stuff, if your traffic quality is not good, things will not improve beyond the extent that your traffic quality lets them. Is that where this is coming from, Chris?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you make a good point by mentioning what's not in my top 3 list of the most important things to manage. It's not landing page. It's not ad copy. It's bids and budget, quality of traffic, and then not going to say the last thing because you have to listen to the ad read before you hear that. But
I can't do this. I can't do it, but I really would love to see an experiment be run where you show up on perfect search terms with horrible ad copy, like an ad copy that says the worst moving company, or an ad copy that says starting at $10,000 per move, or just crazy stuff like that, and then watch the power of the search terms still drive good results.
they still click on that first
I think
ad.
what is it,
And
like
they
30,
still land on the page and
30% of people in this country can't even read, like 30% of adults. So what are we talking about ad copy for? I think these days it's bordering can't, but they can't even read. So what does the ad copy matter? They do a search, they click, they do what you want them to do. It all comes from the power of the search terms.
Search term. Yep. the
Especially
keyword.
with the descriptions. What are we doing with these descriptions, people?
I tell you, if there's anything I put the least effort into, is descriptions. I grab some boring 180
I don't,
character off
Chris.
the
I don't.
website.
I don't. I don't. You know, I'm all about ad copy these days. I'm going to be
Oh,
talking
listen
about
to
it
this guy
coming up.
reverse.
No, seriously,
He
I am all
realizes
about
people
ad
are
copy.
listening.
No,
Go.
it's not about that. It's not about that. It's seriously like I've just had it up to here with search terms. There's nothing else I can do to improve at search terms, and all the responsive ads. I'm getting used to them. I'm getting used to the format. I'm liking it. I'm trying things out. I find the ad copy can be very powerful, but that's not to say that on the lower end when you have bad ad copy, it's not to take away from the fact that search terms drive performance. I'm just a little bit beyond that these days, Chris. I'm a little bit elevated from here, and now I'm kind of looking at the next level, and I'm really, really diving into ad copy. But the point is still that the ad copy doesn't have to be good or great or even good for things to work really, really well because of the power of search terms. And you just don't want it. You don't want to hear about that ad copy if your search terms aren't correct. And I get it. I'm the same way. Especially if you've got those little dynamic things in your responsive ads, a dynamic keyword insertion, and your keywords aren't correct. Now you're just doing silly things.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Because then you're showing,
weird keywords in your ad copy.
Moving truck, instead of like a moving service. Yeah, I mean now you're just making bad choices.
So what else is there to say about prioritizing the quality? How do you? I mean, what should people take away? Like, what's good quality? What's bad quality?
He broke.
Are you?
There we go.
Are you able? What do you do when you see bad search terms with conversions? Because I think some people out there are going to see those. They look at their search terms and they go, "This is low quality." Chris said rule number 1 is getting the search terms of good quality, but I like my cost per lead. What do we do there, Chris?
Oh, well, that's. I don't think I know where you're going because I mean that's like a whole other topic. What do you?
No, you're right. I threw out a ball. And you shouldn't have swung on it, and you didn't. So the counts 1-0. No, you're right. You're right. My apologies. Yeah. But Chris, what I want to get at is like, what is quality? What ratio of good search terms to bad search terms sticking in? My one problem with this priority, Chris, this rule of focusing on quality is that quality means different things to different people. It means something different to someone who's in Google Ads every day and knows the way different keywords perform, generally different search terms perform. But it also can mean something totally different to a business owner that's had horrible experiences with TV and radio advertising. He goes, whoa, I paid that little amount to show up on that search, even though if it's a higher funnel one or medium, and they go, I like that. You know, how do you judge that quality? And the other thing is like, what if you do want to show up on different keywords that are maybe Google's allowing more search terms to come in these days? It's such a different era. That's my one problem with focusing on search terms like this. Is there a black and white thing where it's like, no, these are horrible, these are acceptable? Like, how do you think about that?
I mean, in my head, it'd have to be an entirely different discussion because I feel like there'd be a branch episode about this because we could do a thing about the 3 levels of quality of traffic in Google Ads because I think there are 3 levels.
Don't get me started on getting all the parts of the buffalo here, Chris. I'm going to make branch episodes from rule number 1, rule number 2, and rule number 3, and that's what we're going to talk about for the next 732 weeks.
But I really do think we could do the 3
we could.
different types of quality because there's different type. When I say quality of traffic, it's really subjective to what your strategy is. It cannot. The rule shouldn't be to focus on the quality of traffic. It should be to make sure you're getting the quality level of traffic you want, or getting the kind of traffic. 3 words. See, wow. three words. Jason, I'm very
irrational because you're in a box. Everything's in a box.
Don't
put me in a
rules.
box. You can't put me in a box.
There's
you know how much this podcast will suck if we put it in a box. Hey, Jason, at the 3-minute mark, we're going to talk about this. That really happened, people.
No,
it really happened.
Yeah, it won't. It won't happen.
My one problem here, Chris, is that quality is so subjective, and things are also so dynamic inside of Google Ads. I mean, Chris, yes. I'm seeing people run broad keywords. It's working great. I'm seeing people then tell me like, oh no, actually it wasn't going good because we were. I mean, it's a
Turns
wild
out this
thing going on
sucked.
in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's my problem, Chris. Honestly, I know what quality is. You know what quality is, and I'm so sick of people telling me that Google Ads was working with low quality stuff and it doesn't work with the
Right.
high quality stuff. There's so
Right.
many people playing games out there on people's minds, and
Mm-hmm.
people then have played games with me, and then I fall into it because I'm a nice guy. But you know what happens under the shell here? I'm not a nice guy. I know what's right. I know what's wrong. I'm going to start telling people what's right and wrong, Chris, because it's for their own benefit. And if you want to show up on crap searches, even if they convert, those are crap conversions. It's not rocket science. It's just regular science. You got to show up on searches where people are. That's what it is here, Chris. It's showing up on quality. Okay, quality is not subjective. I've been dealing with too many dumb people, Chris. Quality is not subjective. Quality is quality. And
You
if
just said quality was subjective a second ago. You're changing
I
your
know,
mind
but I'm
now?
very impressionable when people are in a room with me. But the truth is, I know what's right. I know what's wrong. But I also have this problem where I want people to like me for whatever reason, and it leads to some bad situations, Chris. And I'm
No,
working on
but-
that. I'm working on
so
myself.
you're saying we
Chris,
disagree?
I have a pineapple on my desk, Chris. I look at this all day, Chris.
What's that say?
It says,
What does it say?
Stand tall and wear a crown and be sweet on the inside, because I'm too
Oh.
nice to people and they misguide me, and I let them misguide me, and then I misguide them.
Fellow.
And the problem is, Chris, I'm smarter than everybody. Okay, I'm smart.
Okay.
No offense, you know it. I
Okay.
know it. Everyone, okay, but it's not. Oh, you want? Okay, it's not a problem, but it is a problem because, Chris, I just let people misguide me, and I'm retiring from that. I am retired
Jason-
from that, Chris. I'm retired from that. And the problem is, it's not hard to see what quality is in your search terms report. It's like the easiest part of Google Ads. It's
Mhm.
either, and don't talk to me about high funnel and middle funnel and broad keywords converting.
But-
Don't talk to me about that until you're a year into your campaign and you have the good deep funnel keywords dialed in at the cost per lead you want.
Okay.
That's not the stuff for this episode. Quality is quality. And yes, you want to get it to be the quality you want for your specific strategies. But unless you're at a level of Google Ads where you are running specific strategies on different parts of the funnel, then quality is pretty definable. And that's people deep in the funnel looking for exactly what you offer. And if you're a few months into your Google Ads campaign and that's not what you're getting, I don't think you're doing it right. What do you think about that, Chris? Don't tell me quality is not quality. I'm so sick of hearing that quality
I don't
is
even
not
know where
quality.
we are anymore. I mean, I still.
Are we out of your box?
Yeah, I still think priority number 2 is quality of traffic, and I still say it's subjective. I'm sorry, you had a million words.
I don't think it's subjective. I don't think it's subjective. Do
I
you
think
want to
it's
be showing
subjective.
up on this search or not? Is this search going to lead to business or not?
Yes, because
It doesn't have to be subjective.
I have
is my
some
point.
clients that want to show up on high funnel, cheap traffic, and that's quality for them. I have others that want to be bottom of funnel